Hey, what's up, guys? Joe McClung here with the Next Gamer Network, and today I want to talk about the TNG Podcast. So first off, I want to tell you that the podcast is coming back. We're actually going to be launching our very first episode for the new season on January the 16th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's a Saturday. We thought long and hard about the day and time that the show should run. We feel like Saturday is going to be the best day of the week. Lots of people are home on Saturdays. Sundays, people may or may not go to church or be watching a game or sporting event, something like that. Saturday is a good day because people work during the week. I myself work all throughout the week. And so we chose Saturday, and we chose 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because we want to be able to have our friends from the European countries be able to tune in and watch the show live as well. If we did it too late here in the United States, then it'd be too late over there in Europe. So we feel like it's actually 12 o'clock Central Standard Time for me, 2 p.m. for the guys on the East Coast, and 10 a.m. for everyone on the West Coast over there. So we feel like it's a good time. It's like a prime time day of the week and time of the day. So we're looking real forward to having all of you guys be able to show up and watch the show. Where can you find it? You'll be able to see it on twitch.tv and on Hitbox simultaneously. If you missed the live stream, then the pre-recorded shows will be uploaded the next day to the Next Gamer Network YouTube channel. Don't worry, all the links will be in the description. If you follow me on Twitter, you can keep up to date with that as well, because I tweet daily, and a lot of times I'm talking about the podcast. We actually have our own Twitter for the podcast as well, and I will be sure and include a link to that. It's TNG_podcast on Twitter, so be sure and follow that. But I'm going to share my screen here in a few minutes, and I'm going to show you guys our setup, the overlay, and what to expect from the show. And I'm also going to show you our social media and stuff like that. So right now I want to get into a little bit about where the TNG podcast came from, where did we get the idea, and, and all that kind of stuff. So I started working for The Next Gamer in 2011. I worked for The Next Gamer up until 2014. So during that time, I started out as a recruiter, and then I later became a network manager. I basically handled support, copyright, and content ID and things like that for our partners. So I happen to be a big fan of Woody's Gamertag. Shout out to Woody and Wings of Redemption and those guys. And while I was a fan of theirs, I noticed that they had a podcast called Painkiller Already. That actually Wings of Redemption came up with that idea, and they put together a show. And to date, they've done nearly 250 episodes. It's like the longest-running video podcast on YouTube. It's a really great show. I don't really watch it that much anymore because I don't have as much time. But it's a great show. Every now and then I'll go and watch a little bit of an episode. But my point is that I got the idea of a video podcast from them. Obviously it's not an original idea for me, but I was a fan of their show, and I was like, hey, we could do a podcast, And so we put some guys together and, kind of put our thoughts together and everything, and came up with a format for our own show, and we started doing it. So it was in 2013. The show ran for about a year, and we did over 43 episodes. I think we did 43 episodes altogether, and we did 2 seasons. So as far as I'm concerned, the show was consistent, and it ran for quite a long time. We really enjoyed it, had a lot of fun, met a lot of really great people, and had special guests on the show from time to time. We even had James C. Burns on the show twice. That's if you're not familiar with who James is, he played the character Sergeant Frank Woods in the Call of Duty series. We were able to get him on the show twice, had a lot of fun. He's a really cool dude, and so we became friends. And so, hey, maybe one day we'll get to have him back on the show again. I'm sure he'd love to. So anyway, that's a little bit about where the show came from, how it came to be, how long it lasted, and we took a break from it for a while. I ended up starting my own network in 2014. had no longer worked for the Next Gamer, and let me back up just for a minute. During that time, 2013, during the time when we started the podcast, I was very ill. I had arthritis. I still do, but I'm much better now. I was very ill, and I was in a wheelchair. I spent about 3 years in a wheelchair, and during that time also, my mother was sick. She got cancer, and she passed away January the 1st, 2014. So it's been 2 years since she passed away, but so while that was going on, we were still trying to do the podcast. Because of that, I believe that the podcast kind of helped me get through some really tough times in my life, because I have a lot of good friends online, and I really enjoyed doing the podcast. But everything kind of snowballed. My mother was ill. She passed away. I was sick. It was just too much to handle, and eventually I had to step away from the network and the podcast and everything, and then eventually, started doing my own thing. But now I'm back with the Next Gamer. I'm glad to be back. Things have changed, and I felt like now is as good a time as any. It's 2016 now, and we can start a brand new podcast. Still have basically the same format. Myself is back. Obviously, I'm back. And then we've got Jared Goff, Purist Visions on Twitter. He is going to be our producer, and so he was with me from the beginning of the TNG podcast before, and so he stepped up, and he's going to be with us on this go around. He's going to be the producer. He will live stream and everything from his location on his fast computer and his high-speed internet. He's got super fast internet, and so we've already done some testing, and we know for a fact that we can stream simultaneously on twitch.tv and Hitbox at full 1080p. And so the production quality is going to be very high. Also, we're going to have Dave McCauley from Fuse 4 Network is going to be a resident host on the show. So it's me, Dave, and Jared. We're going to be the regulars on the show, and we've got another webcam or another spot open for a guest or possibly a permanent resident on the show. We don't know. We'll just have to kind of see how that goes. So that's how the format is so far. We're going to talk about everything from gaming to current events around the world, whatever's going on, hot topics, but we're always going to start off the show with some gaming and some news around the network, maybe a little business stuff, for the partners, kind of keep you guys updated on what's going on around the network and stuff. And then we'll talk about current events around the world, and then if we have a special guest, if they want to bring a topic, then we'll talk about what they have too. So that's pretty much the lowdown on the TNG podcast itself. I'm going to switch scenes here right quick, and I'm going to show you guys what the overlays look like. So first off, what you're going to see is the Google Hangout. So this is what the layout looks like, or the overlay for the Google Hangout. To the right, we've got our branding, TNG Podcast, and the episode number. The schedule every Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and our hashtag. Our hashtag is TNG Podcast. If you want to talk to us, comment about us, or keep the conversation going when we're offline, just use that hashtag, or you can tweet to us at TNG_podcast. So there may be some situations where we need to use Google Hangout if we're having connectivity issues with Skype or something. Has been known to happen, but our primary source of broadcasting is going to be or recording from Skype, and then live streamed, from our Skype call. So, but this is what the Google Hangout overlay looks like. Now let's switch over to the Skype layout. Okay, so as you can see here on the Skype overlay, there are 4 webcams. Got myself in the bottom left, Dave above me, and then Purist Visions up on the top right, and then the one on the bottom right here, or one next to me, is empty. That is because that cam is going to be used either for a guest or a new resident host on the show. We haven't really reached out to anybody to be a permanent resident yet, but we are kind of kicking around the idea of having one. I wouldn't even mind having a female host. We never had a female host on the TNG podcast before, and I know that there's some other shows that do that. Females can always bring something different to the show. I think it would be very interesting, Man, it'd be cool if we could find a female gamer, or someone that's, in the YouTube community that's kind of very up to date on what's going on in the YouTube community and gaming and current events and news and all. That'd be cool, So we're open to ideas. If you guys happen to know somebody or yourself, if you're interested, tweet to us and let us know that you might be interested. But for now, we got a blank webcam there. We're going to use it for guests or whatever comes up. So as you can see on the right of your screen, we got our branding and our schedule and everything like that, and the hashtag. Now that blank spot there, we're going to be using that for ad space, most likely ad space. But something else, if we need to put up a message or something, or if there's an event coming up that we want to advertise, whatever it may be, we're going to use that blank space for that. So I hope you guys like the overlay. We're really proud of it. I think it looks nice. And so now I'm going to share my screen with you. And this is our Facebook page. Now, we didn't create a TNG Facebook page, TNG Podcast Facebook page. We created the Next Gamer, or this is the Next Gamer Network's business page. And right now we got 432 likes. The page has been kind of inactive for a while, but I'm managing the page now. So I'm going to be trying to post more on here and reply to comments and your post. If you want to post something on the page, I will try to get with you as soon as I can. But keep in mind that the Facebook page is not intended for support. This is not where we offer partner support. But this is where you can interact with the Next Gamer on Facebook. And so next we've got the Twitter. This is the official TNG Podcast Twitter. We just created it the other day, or changed the name to it. It was an old TNG Twitter that we had, and we revamped it, put the new artwork on there and everything. And so I'm managing this as well. And so if you guys tweet to the TNG Podcast, I will definitely see it. I have it on my tweet deck, and I'm managing it and keeping a close eye on it. So if you guys want to talk to us through Twitter or use our hashtag, I will definitely see that. Now, here is the Twitch channel. We've got a brand spanking new Twitch channel. We've got our artwork up here and everything. And if you scroll down, let's see, we've got our offline screen, and we're going to have a start screen too before the streams as well. But if you scroll down here, we've got all of our panel. Now, I want to let you guys know that Purist Dreamer, a friend of Jared, who is Purist Visions, created this artwork for us. So a big shout out to Purist Dreamer. You can see down here on one of the buttons, it says designer, and if you click on that, that will take you to him and all of his information if you want to see about getting some artwork done. Very good at what he does, and it's reasonable prices. So we got all of our buttons here, all set and everything. Everything is clickable. And so we've only got we've only got one follower right now. So we're hoping to gain some followers by the time we stream on the 16th. I know we're going to have a bunch of new followers after, for sure, but I hope that you guys will tune in. We're going to promote the hell out of this between now and the 16th to try to get everybody, familiar with the show and when it's going to take place. So we got a Hitbox channel too. Here is what Hitbox looks like, and as you can see, we've only got one follower here as well. I mean, it's brand new. We've only had them for a couple of days. We got the artwork up there and everything. Since we have our own MCN with Hitbox, we went ahead and partnered this channel and put it on our team. So this is a partnered channel. So we're looking forward to using it and trying to beef up the team and everything, get some activity on the channel. So anyway, guys, that's all I've got right now. We'll just revert back to the Twitter right quick. That's all I've got. I want to thank you guys for watching the video. If you got any questions or input that you'd like to, questions or comments that you'd like to talk to us about the podcast, we're open. We're all ears. Be sure and tweet to us at TNG_podcast or message us on our Facebook page. Yeah. So I'm Joe McClung with the Next Gamer Network. I look forward to seeing you guys and interacting with you live on the TNG Podcast, the brand new season that starts January 16th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be there, be square. We'll see you later. Take care.